Welcome back to the New World and New Day here in Dominion, part 2 of from day 1. Let's grab the 3 items that we had left over in Holiday every day from the end of the 2-parter we had for part 1 earlier. We'll grab our energy for today's day. And we will get to the story before we get to our special other content. And remember, we had the Festivus tree stolen. Chaba was made to go ahead and dress up yesterday. And here we are with today. Psst, you, the human on the other side. Talking to you. I've been spying on the demons. Let's hear their plan. Don't just stand there. Get to work. What are we going to swap those gifts for, Master? Are we going to give them gifts of our own? There's nothing evil about that, is there? Fools! You don't understand. We'll swap the good gifts for foul, filthy, dangerous things. Let's put some rotten eggs under the festive tree. And into the stockings, too. No, and no. We'll swap the gifts from junk from our cursed vault. We'll send the fire dangers via the junk fiend now. The fiends will deliver those relics faster than holiday elves. Now that's what I like to hear. Dark Valkyrie, make the arrangements. Send Glutton out to Pandora's box, under the main festive tree in the kingdom of Graven. Wrap it up nicely so no suspects foul play. The box must be opened at midnight stark. Carlos will deliver the Jade of Hope in Outland. With it, warriors will rush headlong into boss fights expecting victory where none can be found. Slaughter will plant their most recent invention, the shiny new hammer of guaranteed victory to the armory of the Grand Arena. With it, the enemy will always win. Bitey will ravage the sanctuary by delivering Umbra, the book of souls and shadows. The dark force within will deal a crushing blow by poisoning all the eggs in the incubators. Be careful not to drop it or lose it like last time. That bug trapped inside is a fierce little thing. If it breaks out before you reach Sanctuary, it'll make mincemeat out of our fiend. What a naughty, brilliant plan, Master. We're off to complete your orders. Demons can turn anything into a dangerous weapon, no matter how useful or good it is first. This is really, really bad. Let's hurry up and get help. So the plot thickens here in Winterfest as we go ahead and get 10 soulstones for today's little pickup. Alrighty, let's see what is in the old Winterfest box. If Nexters is going to load. Alrighty, so we have the presents from Wendy. 5 and 1. Oh my god, now that is an awesome 50 5-0 elemental tournament certificates. We definitely probably gonna have to go up and take a look at that either in this or part 3, because that is gonna be almost a freaking game changer. Jedi looks like the pets here. Let's see what we got in this box. Oh, sorry, that's a skin stone. Skin. And that is actually my 6th place hero, Maya, getting a hero skin. There she is. Miss Maya-san. Seek. The Seekiest. 3 Marksman Titans, so that gets us up to 90 possible there on that. Alright, Wendy, what do you got for us? 10 more scrolls, that gets us to 78. The leader of the guild, Oshushi. And, I'm butchering the name, but it's probably just Sushi. 1,000 pet potions and 1 egg. The Boogeyman, 3 pet deals, that gives you 15. Total now of 45 available. 1 more Boogeyman. 3,000 pet potions from Baba Yaga. 100 Titan potions. Wendy, 1 in 5. And 1 in 250. Oh, we have another hero skin. This time for Lilith. I have a feeling, I think that it's not showing the heroes, especially the ones that I don't actually have summoned yet. But there she is, Lilith. Baba Yaga with a couple of the low level boxes. Let's see what's in there. Ooh, 5 Super Titans. That's good. It says we have 10 of those chests now, so we could do up to 50. 5 of the nice girl. 25 big mini black balls from the Yaga box. That's probably another one of the big prizes, especially along with the 50 tournament scrolls. Couple more Wendy boxes in that level. 1 in 10. 1 in 250. And finally from Volja, 5 more of Sylvia. And I think Sylvia is actually starable at this point. So as we load up that, we'll get started. We're going to again work with more sovereign citizens in court. And again, in the background, I do have good friend Mike from Law Talk with Mike with us, who may be giving us some drop-in legal notices about these court cases as we go. We start first with a bond hearing.
Young, please. Mr. Young is here, President Main Judge. He declined service to public defender. He's proceeding pro se. Thank you.
So, in other words, he said he doesn't want to have the public defender, and he wants to represent himself. Usually, this is not a good thing.
I never consented to any of the jailhouse stuff.
I've never consented to any of this jailhouse stuff. Can I get a definition of what it is, all this jailhouse stuff is? And even Mike's laughing.
I love it. He didn't consent to the jailhouse stuff. If only that's all you need to do is just say I don't consent and you don't have to go to jail. I think we'd all do it.
I would like to tell you that I'm the grantor and the beneficial owner of the estate named Noel Young, and I would like to appoint you as the trustee to close and settle. I decline your request. Release all claims.
The judge, I decline your request.
She's not having any of it, but she's still nice. The level of crazy here is extremely high. The legal concept that he's speaking of doesn't exist, and if it did exist, you certainly can't appoint the judge overseeing it to be the trustee. That would be a conflict, but it's all crazy.
I'm sorry? I declined a request for me to be your trustee. Noel Young, they are charging you burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. It's a $5,000 bond. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Possession of cannabis has no required bond. I did find probable cause, sir, and if you were to get out of jail, you'll pay us the $5,000, and I decline the appointment. Thank you, sir. I wish you the best of everything. Eric Solomon? Eric Solomon?
It's hard to hear because they're talking over each other, but I believe he said I appoint you as trustee, and that's fine.
Eric Solomon. Eric Solomon.
I liked it. He actually is out there telling the judge, I command you to be the trustee.
Solomon. Thank you, Eric Solomon. Please come up.
Well, that was, in fact, a strong start to this, but don't worry, it gets crazier.
Insubordination. You are a public servant, and you are in breach of the public trust. Would you like to make your counterclaims or dispute any of the claims that I've made or my rightfully established rights and freedoms?
You're laughing for me, Mike. This ain't good.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
No, I told you the doggies are nice. You do not get to go ahead and threaten the doggies.
Failure to answer is consent. I want you to know that.
Since when? Failure to answer a... Oh my god, there's a Hyperion poll. Failure to answer a madman's still is consent. But we do get 250 for our good old man, the Hyperion. 30 for Ignis. 30 for Sigurd. Beautiful, beautiful Hyperion there. You are awesome, my baby. So, as we go back to the Titans now, with the 10 chests that I have, I can use 10 to make them 650. And that way, one more pull will actually make Hyperion 5 stars. You know, kind of like a good wrestling match, a 5-star match. Alright, back to the idiot while we continue.
It actually says it, states it here. I'm sure you can read. I'm sure you're literate. Failure to register a dispute against the claims made herein will result in an automatic default statute or act against myself, a free sovereign inhabitant. Okay? You've been given notice of this.
Okay, and who's going to enforce this grand decree that you're making?
Thank you, Mike.
Do you agree? I disagree. And in what counts, on what parts exactly do you disagree? You need to be under oath. Are you under oath right now? Are you under the penalty?
I guess he...
I like that. He needs to be under oath. I'm sorry, Mike. I guess I was about ready to overtalk you. You want to explain?
He decided to conduct a little hearing of his own before the judge showed up.
A perjury. But the people, the trust of the people, and you're in violation of that trust. All right.
Here comes the judge.
Stand. All right. Before this. Listen to me. Everybody pay attention. Turn off. No, sir. No. Freedom of press. You have. I object. Your Honor. I object. I object. Sir, hold on. Wait.
I really like his table scattered with papers full of crazy theories.
Pursue it. Put your hands on it. I object to this abuse. You're under arrest. Stand down. Behind your back. Stand down. Stand down. We're getting a lawful order right now. Just stand down. Taser.
Well, that didn't go well.
Yay, Sparky! But
this next one's
unfortunately, we're
going to
cut there just because YouTube doesn't like it.
Defending themselves. It appears that this is just the old trying to drive without a driver's license routine.
Okay, Mike.
Specific and articulate facts of a crime to lead to a charges or a arrest.
Well, we've got a videotape of the incident and the testimony of several officers that are here today.
Oh, we do?
Because
Cool.
they need that in order to arrest us, and there is none. There is no specific and articulate facts of a crime to lead to a charges or an arrest. There's nothing. They don't have it. Because it doesn't exist because we're not criminals.
I bet she's a lot of fun.
No, when the officer started getting scary, I locked the doors.
You locked the doors. And you stayed in your car for half an hour.
Taking them for due process, absolutely. When I would not give due process and look at the code.
Did you resist arrest?
In no way, shape, or form did I was just arrested. That's why Officer B told me I would look identification.
When they pulled you out of the vehicle, did you resist what they were trying to ask you to do?
Absolutely not.
Did you resist their commands?
Absolutely not. Officer B said I may leave with identification.
Are you resisting her up there?
Yeah, it's really not helpful.
I like that. They're actually showing the tape now.
Clear case when you have a videotape of you committing the crime.
Their commands?
asking what you're doing.
How many officers is holding me down right there?
I've seen them all have their hands off me, so I'm seeing 4 around me, but I'm not seeing 4 pushing on me. I'm seeing more. There's 4 officers standing around me, but I'm not seeing.
After you've been in the car for 30 minutes, is that correct?
Begging for due process, absolutely.
You know the law? Yes. Do you know what the term jurisprudence means? Objection to relevance, Your Honor. Sustained.
Was I forcefully trying to get away?
Your Honor, you can move from the lift and you wouldn't get out.
Is that resisting arrest? We're not forcefully trying to get away?
Yeah, your actions will still resist your arrest.
Officer, no, you're saying that you do not know what the code the code that was fixed the vehicle means. Which means you might violate the law.
Objection, calls for the
Okay?
Sustained.
You don't know what the law means then.
Objection, sustained.
Okay. When we were in the hallway, and we were talking to the officer, did you assume facts, not in evidence, about my state of mind, my beliefs?
Objection, calls for proof. I'll leave out the conclusion.
Yeah.
Is that board now?
Did you assume facts that were not in evidence concerning my state of mind and my beliefs? Saying that I believe something about
It is not.
oh, well, clearly not.
Okay, this is interesting. First, they tried and failed miserably at examining witnesses themselves there, as you can see. But this next bit, I think, is them testifying. And why it's so strange is usually you have an attorney and they're asking you questions and eliciting that testimony, and then they're answering. But he just is sort of going off on his own because there's nobody to ask him questions. And he's, I guess, sort of testifying / making an argument. A lot of it's objectionable, but they're letting it go because this stuff is going to take forever otherwise. But it really is pretty good.
Objection, no specific particular facts of crime that I committed. Secretary of State, the UCC office told me for an hour that I have the right to claim my natural rights as a human being under common law, under God's law.
Mike, that's supposed to be
UCC
my
office
line to
told me
laugh.
No such thing.
Thank you.
Which is the jurisdiction of the UCC remedy, which I did inform the police before I was, that they do not recognize the law, even though the code says any conflicting code is invalid. We do not understand how we can be arrested with no crime or no due process. There is no injured party. I'm an extremely law-abiding citizen. I'm a peaceful man. I do not have any history of crime or violence under me. I'm completely vegetarian.
I love it. I'm a vegetarian. Well, good for you.
I won't even kill an animal to eat it. I believe that I love all sentient human beings and all sentient beings on this planet, God's creatures. I believe there has been no crime taking place, and that there are conflicting laws here.
But no legal cause of action whatsoever to ever order a car frisk. There's no crime, and there was no legal cause of action whatsoever to order an arrest. Take a look at this. There's no crime, and there's no specific and articulate facts ever given to us about a crime.
Again, except for, eyewitness testimony and a videotape of the entire event.
Because there was no crime. It's very important to note that we spent a long time learning the law.
Well, we appreciate the effort, but you failed miserably in that endeavor.
And that we're law learners, and we actually are trying to be lawyers. There are 2 different conflicting laws, and it is definitely dangerous at this point, Your Honor, not to resist arrest, to abstain because we were afraid, because we were not having due process, and we were asking for half an hour in order to say, please,
there you have it. 3 good examples in this
All
last.
right, that's quite, Mike. That's enough for you from this one. All right, waiting for this one to load. I am going to be a little surprised, though. I have never had a fight go that bad in a Asgard battle before. Never. As we're waiting for it to load, so we can get started. So we're going to start with Judge O'Hurley for our next Sovereign Moron in Court. To have fun as we're waiting for the video. And again, he's just basically a bond court hearing officer to hear basically the original charges, to get them done within like 24 to 48 hours. That kind of a situation. So Judge O'Hurley, if you'd be so kind.
Martin Thomas, served Remus warrants 500 per count. How about Jonathan Rounds?
Hello. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I sent you an affidavit pertaining to my status as a sovereign.
Judge Hurley's so good here. He sits through the whole thing pretending like it's sane.
I asked for a declaration of authority, order, given to you by the GA-15 Supreme Justice on the Fourth Amendment oath. I ask for you to clarify to me the validity of your status, your nationality, where did you deprive your government from. I ask for all these things. I submitted through certified letter through the postmaster. I have not had any response to that.
I can't imagine why not.
The
Mike.
officers arrested me. They signed the tickets on their own. They applied all of these KPSs to it to try to get me in a fraudulent. It was a fraud against my estate, misrepresentation, and racketeering. I would like to send a motion to take it to the Supreme Court immediately.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So I'll be needing to be released on the R&R so I can go and address these issues as soon as possible.
Yes.
Alright, he's asking for to be released on an ROR. For those who don't know, that's to be released on your own recognizance. Basically meaning that you wouldn't have any bail or anything to pay to get out.
Sir, your bond's 15. How about Jonathan Rounds? Well,
Anybody any money? Credit card,
Those are always fun.
Well, that was fun. Hurley didn't engage here. He does in Sovereign Citizens #2. Again, releasing the description below. There he takes the other tact and addresses it head on. But in this circumstance, he just decides to sidestep it completely.
And that he's referring to the one that we had yesterday against Mr. David I'm Stupid as Fuck Hall. So let's move on to our other sovereign citizen, at least for this round of the tape.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely.
Good catch.
Hello, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. This is People versus Asher Edwards, P20 CRF 0347. Mr. Edwards, this is the time and place set for your arraignment. Do you consent to have an arraignment by video conference?
Sir, is this an Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom that we're prosecuting you through?
No, it's not.
This is not a Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom. I believe so.
No.
No.
Absolutely, it is. All courtrooms in this country are maritime admiralty law courtrooms that process people, aren't they?
No, sir.
I absolutely love it. He's got nothing for him but no, which is all it deserves.
That's
True.
false information. Well, either way, this courtroom is trying to process me as state property. You see this fictitious name statement? Asher Edwards, spelled in all capital letters? This is not my name. This name was issued to me without my consent, and you cannot legally process me through this courtroom
Oh, yes, they can.
with this without this name in all capital letters that was issued without my consent. My name is spelled Asher Edwards, first capital, all lowercase, Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. And this is the birth name given to me by my parents, protected by the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States guarantees that I'm a free-born citizen, inherently owned by no entity. And this fictitious name statement in all capital letters is a declaration of property of my person. Okay?
Declaration of property. Did someone taser him too much as a kid?
And so, therefore, because this fictitious name statement was issued to me without my consent, therefore it is illegal for you to process me through this courtroom, so you guys have to figure out something else to do with it.
Can I get a citation on that, please? Oh, excuse me. We do have a citation on that? Oh. See also, he's a lying sack of shit. Okay, got it. Thank you for that citation.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Will show time is now waived. Set this matter for trial setting conference.
Well, it appears he had already figured out what to do with him.
Good going.
All right, we'll set this matter for pre-preliminary hearing within the statutory period.
And I would like to see the gun. Said I had a gun. I've never had a gun since I got out of jail.
Set this matter for pre-preliminary. Sir, do you have speech time?
I love this. He just cuts his mic.
And he just muted him.
That's the beauty of these sort of remote hearings, I guess. Yeah.
That's one good thing for Zoom, Mike. I don't like you. Guess what? I just hit the mute button. See, like that. Mute. Oh.
Do not speak while I am speaking, sir. This matter is set for pre-preliminary hearing on July 21st at 8 a.m. with a preliminary hearing on July 23rd.
He's trying to talk, but
at
of course,
8
since it's
a.m.
muted.
So time is not waived. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Sir, you have the following
He's still
rights.
talking.
You have the right to be represented by counsel at all stages of the proceedings. You cannot afford counsel. The court
He's
will
still
appoint
trying to talk.
counsel to represent you, and I have appointed the Public Defender to represent you.
That's interesting to me. They start the hearing, says, do you consent to having this remote hearing? And he never answers that question. He certainly doesn't ask to have the public defender appointed. And this judge just decides to proceed anyway, which is probably the right thing to do. I'm sure he's within his rights. He knows
Yes,
but
Mike, he
usually
is. He's definitely within his legal rights.
The judge here sees that that's not going to happen. It just orders what he thinks should be done.
You have the right to a speedy and public preliminary hearing. That is one within 10 court days, and under the current COVID-19 state of emergency, 30 days of the date of your arraignment.
Oh, by the way, the idiot's still yelling on Zoom, but not being heard due to being muted.
No later than 60 calendar days from the date of your arraignment. You have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses. You have the right to present a defense, including use of the court's subpoena power to compel the attendance of witnesses on your behalf. You have the right to remain silent. You cannot be compelled to testify against yourself.
Your Honor, he may have the right to remain silent. I just don't think he has the ability to remain silent. He's only been silent so far because, thank God for us, you've actually hit his mute button.
You have the right to a speedy and public jury trial, one within 60 days of your arraignment on an indictment or information. Today you are arraigned only on a criminal complaint. You have the right to reasonable bail. Sir, do you understand these rights?
I do not stand under, sir.
Brilliant.
Right. There is a request for criminal.
I do not stand under you.
There is
He's muted again.
A request for a criminal protective order in this case. The people are not here. I don't see anyone here in support of that criminal protective order. The court declines to issue the criminal protective order at this time.
Well, here the defendant starts making all sorts of arguments, and of course we can't hear them because the mic's cut off. But don't worry, I have you covered. In a new Law Talk with Mike special feature, I am going to provide you, through the magic of voiceover, a little thing we're going to call Sovereign Citizen Estimated Argument.
Oh, really, Mike? I know we talked about this, but are we gonna really do this? All right. Oh, hold on. You actually have an. Oh, geez, you actually have a title card for this. All right, Mike, go ahead. And now, the Sovereign Citizen's Estimated Argument.
I am the settler, agent, and attorney in fact for Asher Edwards. Mr. Edwards is a corporation under UCC filing 5XYZ-PDQ.
You wish to be heard regarding custody status.
I don't know why I'm even talking to you because you don't have jurisdiction. My favorite color is green. And in summation, I don't understand.
Thank you. Thank you.
Probation Department's recommendation is the defendant not be released on pretrial supervised release, as the assessment shows that he has a high risk of
Being stupid?
to fail pretrial monitoring.
Oh, that too.
Court will set bail in the amount of $72,500.
Ooh, now that's a lot of gold coins.
That's scheduled bail. Next matter.
Yeah, in other words, get out of
So
here.
there you have it.
In other words, leave. Next matter. In other words, get the hell out of here. Mike, are you willing to hang around for another? All right, you are good. Okay. Let me get the next set loaded up for us. Oh, you're gonna love this one, Mike. All I have to say is one word, and I think you're going to know where we're going. Washington. Yeah, you're right. That's where.
Chicago, as usual. And today we're going to answer the question, how did we get here?
So your choice is you either play by those rules or you're going to go to jail.
Of course.
Yeah, that one. I know you love. I think you prepped a video for it to go live on your channel in the next couple of days. But yeah, that one. We're gonna have some fun with that one. All right. So we start in the courtroom. It is just shy of 2:00 in the afternoon. Your Honor, if you be so kind.
Mr. Smith, you are here because of the fact you were charged with the offense of driving a license suspended in the third degree. Alleged occurred in Mason County, Washington, on or about the 17th of August, 2019. This charge is a misdemeanor and is punishable by 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Were you present when I went through the rights?
Yes, I was, sir.
Did you have any question about those rights?
Be very careful in what you say here, sir. This is a simple question regarding either yes, you don't know it, and he'll be more than happy to re-explain them. He might be a little perturbed, but he would be more than happy to explain them. Or no, I'm perfectly fine, Your Honor. Those are the only two terms you should be saying.
Kind of, yes. Corpus delicti in this case is kind of funky, being the state of...
Oh. For some reason, I don't think you actually know what the fuck corpus delicti actually means. But I'm going to let you dig your hole a little further. Go ahead.
Washington, that seems to be me to be a fictitious plaintiff.
Corpus delicti is kind of funky. And nobody wants funky corpus delicti.
In a sense, I can't subpoena a plaintiff that doesn't exist as a person.
Okay, we're going to talk about a couple things first because what you're saying is gibberish.
It sure is.
Yes, it is.
The
this gibberish. You don't even know what corpus electi is.
Hey, I called it!
No, it's not what it means.
So you weren't impressed with my corpus delicti argument? And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
What did I tell you about the dogs? Do not bring in the dogs as an argument.
Definitions here.
We're not here to argue with you, Mr. Smith. So, before I get to the next part of this arraignment, we're not going to complete the arraignment today for a reason I'm going to get to in a minute. But is there anything else you want to bring up? Because
I just want to be able to have the victim present since it's a criminal matter, correct?
Here's the situation. I'm gathering it sounds to me like you might be kind of dabbling in the sovereign citizen stuff.
No.
Ding, 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 ding. Give this judge a Cupid doll. Somebody needs to get him a Starbucks gift card.
It sounds like it.
Sounds.
Here's how it works. Pay close attention. Simply because the fact there's no, quote, identifiable victim doesn't mean that behavior is not a crime. The state the state legislature has chosen to, which it has authority to do under the Washington State Constitution, to make driving offenses, including licensing offenses. There is no victim that need be present. The only person that ever need to be present in court is any witnesses who claim they have evidence towards whether or not you committed the crime or not. The presumption is you do not commit this crime. And we're not going to have an argument about it. No. That's just the way it is. So, at this point, my question to you was, sir, do you have any questions about the rights that I just went through? That should be either yes or no. Do you have any questions about the rights I just put on the record?
Just the corpus electi.
That's not one of the rights I put on the record.
We're going to try the
corpus delicti again, eh?
We're going to try it again. Do you have any question about any rights that I went through today?
Is it constitutional?
Sir, you should answer the question. If you don't answer the question, you may be sanctioned.
You'll be held in contempt if you don't answer my question.
That's the prosecuting attorney there, by the way. Trying to help this guy.
Okay. Did you understand your rights?
Yeah, you understand.
We'll address courts a yes. Yes, no, yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand my rights.
Okay. So you can turn the phone off because you're not a lawyer.
I had requested permission.
I know that. What else do you need to address today that you need research for?
I don't need research for
Then turn the phone off. Now. Turn the phone off now or you're going to go into jail for contempt of court.
Dude, the judge tells you to turn off the phone. Turn off the motherfucking phone. Looks like we're going to lose this fight.
Okay.
Bring it up and show the clerk.
In other words, I don't believe you.
Okay? This is what we are going to do today. The court is going to reset this arraignment for 1 week from today at 1:30. You will need to be here. The reason for that is because the trooper, in his infinite wisdom, only wrote in his probable cause affidavit, stop for no license plate, no trip permit. It doesn't tell me anything, and I can't make a finding. If probable cause for this charge to go forward.
And if he actually had a lawyer there, you know, what the heck a concept. A lawyer could have actually made an argument there. They're going, well, the state doesn't have that burden, Your Honor. I would like to have this dismissed. And he may have got it. He may not have. But at least he would have had a chance. But instead, he's trying the stupid, funky corpus delicti, and of course, no dice, no siree, no way, Bobby. Back to the courtroom.
So the only authority I have in this case at this time is to require that you come back to court on a later date. Okay. Do you have anything else you need to address today?
I have nothing else I need to address today. I'm sorry for asking the question, that question. I didn't mean to offend you.
You're not offending me, but I suggest either you learn a lot of law real quick, or you perhaps see about being represented.
Have the issue in Thurston.
You just have an issue in Thurston?
I had an issue in Thurston too that had to do with the same issue. Right, same issue, yes.
Well, one thing I don't do here is I'm going to listen to any legal argument that's a valid legal argument. That doesn't mean whether I agree with it or not, but whether it's well founded. Corpus electi, for your information, involves a requirement that before a defendant's confession, you can shut your book. I'm telling you what it is, and I've been practicing law for 37 years. And corpus electi is a requirement that before, in the state of Washington, a person's confession to a crime can be admitted. There has to be some independent evidence that the crime charge actually occurred. So you don't get convicted based on confession alone. That's what it means in the state of Washington. It's a minority rule, quite frankly. Many states don't have that kind of a rule.
I actually found that interesting, and it shows the judge trying to help the guy, honestly. He's saying, look, you're on the wrong path. Go figure it out before you come back.
So I'm not going to hear argument from you about corpus delicti or produce a victim on a driving license, spend a third. And you're on notice. I'm already ruling we don't need to have a victim. Come forward.
Maybe explain what the judge is saying, Judy.
She's
Starting a new hearing on September 3rd.
The clerk is just handing him a paper, basically telling him the next time he's supposed to appear in court. He's supposed to sign just to say that he got a copy.
Might be penalized if I don't sign.
I'll have you thrown in jail if you don't.
I'll take that as a yes.
Does that sound like a penalty?
Does that sound like a penalty? Does that sound like a penalty?
Let me see it.
The judge doesn't trust him. Let me see it.
Reprint the order.
Yeah, I'm throwing this one out.
To sign the order, you'll put nothing else on it. The record itself will reflect that you feel like you're under duress. Sign the order.
Sign the order.
Name, nothing else.
I can't. That's
Just sign the order. You're ordered to do so. If you don't, it's contempt of court. The record already reflects you feel like you're under duress. You're not under duress, but you are under court order to sign the order.
Oh, please, for the love of God, don't do it, because I'd love to see you go to jail.
You're in contempt of court.
Ha!
Maximum penalty for contempt of court is 30 days in jail and a $500 fine. I will give you an opportunity to purge yourself of that contempt. I told you, purge means to make contempt go away. I told you simply to sign your name. All you're doing by signing this is acknowledging you know when your next court date is. Now, your choice is you can either sign this as I told you, just your name, or you can be taken into custody. Which do you prefer?
Custody!
Good, officer.
I'd sign it with my rights reserved. And
Signing this doesn't take away, or signing this does not take anything away from you, sir, as far as your rights.
why do I have to sign it then?
Because I told you to, because it gives you notice when your next court date is.
It only acknowledges that you received a copy of that order telling you when your next court date is.
Again, that's good when the prosecuting attorney is trying to help you out from avoiding jail.
Don't interrupt me. You are going to either sign that order without staying under duress,
or you're going to simply show it's been served and you're going to be held in contempt for 30 days and maybe a $500 fine. I would prefer you just sign the order. It doesn't take away any of your rights. It doesn't take away any option you have to make any legal arguments that you have. If they're valid arguments, and again, I want to be clear what I mean by valid argument. It doesn't mean an argument where I agree with you. It means an argument that has some basis in law and fact. You're going to be allowed to put those arguments forth. However, at the same time, you're not going to disrespect this court, and you've been told specifically to sign the order.
I'm not trying to disrespect the court.
Yes, you are, and don't argue with me.
How so?
You can either sign the order, or you can be taken into contempt.
How so?
Sir,
I'm not arguing with you. You either sign the order, or you're going to go into contempt. Which do you prefer?
Contempt! Contempt!
You sign the order without any editorial comment, just your name, nothing else.
So this is not a battle you're going to win.
Again, the prosecuting attorney trying to help you. That is not a good sight for you.
It's merely an acknowledgement that you received a copy of the document. Period. That's
All
it.
you're doing is acknowledging when you have to come back to court.
And it says that on the paper, so.
But to start signing things under duress and everything else shows disrespect to the court. I'm not going to allow it. So your choice is you either play by those rules or you're going to go to jail.
So I can't sign it under UCC 138.
No.
Oh,
okay,
fuck.
Here's how it works. You really should talk to a lawyer because your knowledge of the law is, put up very mildly, extremely lacking.
Truer words have never been spoken.
I was going to say horrible fuckets, but that'll work too.
I don't need to convince you. And I also know that you're not interested in being convinced. Are you going to sign it with just your name or do you want to go to jail? That's the choice you have. You have about 2 seconds to decide.
Can I sign it on recording under my name and...
You can sign your name. This proceeding is being recorded. Both video and audio.
And you could request a copy of the recording by going upstairs to the clerk's office and filling out the form requesting a copy of this hearing. You may be charged for the duplication part.
So my question to you is, and you better answer for your sake, yes, right now. Are you going to sign the order, just simply signing your name, or are you going to go to jail?
Jail!
I'm going to, I guess, yeah, if that's what you're, yeah, if that's what you're coercing me to do, then yeah, I have
Coercing him to do.
Okay.
Just sign it.
In a way, it is coercion because there's a consequence if you don't follow my orders.
I'm going to sign the order, then
You're going to sign your name and nothing else. Anything else, you're going to jail.
Please send him to jail.
You guys have CDs here?
You can
tear that up in the clerk's office. Let me see the order.
Others, I still don't believe you.
Okay. The defendant has signed the order with just his name. He's purged himself of the contempt.
Damn it!
So we do not need to have anybody come over.
Damn it! I wanted him to go to jail.
I'm not issuing any pretrial release conditions because there's no probable cause. The only authority that I have in this case is to require you to come back, and I won't have any authority to do anything else.
And again, if you had not decided to be such a fucking moron, you could have raised that up and possibly got this thrown out already. Hope you love doing your sovereign citizen bullshit.
If at that hearing probable cause is not found, if there's no probable cause, then this case is first appearance today, but the court does not have any authority over you besides tell you to come back, other than conduct inside the court. So you're free to leave unless you have something else you want to raise.
Leave. Be smart. Walk out. Leave. Do not say, do not do anything else. Be smart. Walk and leave.
No other issue.
Sir, you better just leave, because if you don't leave, you're going to become a guest of the Mason County Jail.
I would just do
Sir.
Again, it's very nice when the prosecuting attorney is trying to keep your ass out of jail.
Just for communicating with him directly as a conversation.
Yes, Mike.
We don't have conversations in the court.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I apologize. I didn't mean anything by it. I do research, and I'm not trying to waste your time, really. I just don't
My suggestion to you would be that you should probably spend some time having a brief consultation or a longer consultation with a lawyer. Someone that knows the rules and knows how the courts work and what the law is.
Those people get paid for that. Pretty much a waste of my time.
Oh, dude. What did I tell you about just getting up and leaving? I'm going to run that back a few seconds just so you can actually hear what the moron said.
It's pretty much a waste of my time.
Sit down.
You just said it's pretty much a waste of time, and you know, the judge is at it.
I've urged the one contempt, but I don't need the editorial comment here.
I understand.
Don't talk, unless I say answer a question, don't say a word. I don't need any editorial comment on your part that this is a waste of your time. I don't care if you can believe it. And outside this court, you can say anything you want. You can tell everybody I'm the devil. I don't care. If you have a right to speak, don't say a word. But inside this court, you're going to show respect for the court. That means when you're directed to do something in the court, you're going to do it. And right now, what you're going to be directed to do is you may do one of two things. If you want to sit and watch the court proceedings for some reason, I can't imagine you would, in the situation you may do so, but don't disrupt the court proceedings. Secondly, if you choose to leave, you may do so as well. But you will not utter a word until you're outside this building, outside this room, and you can say anything you want. If you violate that, it'll be contempt of court. And because it's occurring in the courtroom, I have the right to impose summary contempt. So those are your options. Either one is fine, but if you start giving the court editorial comment about being duressed or being a waste of your time or whatever, we're going to have a conversation about contempt. People will respect this court whether they want to or not.
Again, I'm going to give you the advice for the second time. Shut the fuck up, grab your shit, and walk out.
You're free to leave.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, there you have it. Another horrible court appearance.
Yes, it was a horrible court appearance for him, Mike. I agree with you. For the love of fuck. I think we got time for one more we can get in while we get back to the adventure. You ready to stick around for one last one, Mike? Okay. Let me find a good one for us. How about we go abroad? We've done U.S. cases. How about we do one over in the U.K.? You ready for that? We're going to go to jolly old England for this one. The land of Mary Poppins, Jimmy Carr, and the BBC. You know, those lovely places. And powder wigs and courtrooms. Okay? So let's go.
Alaska. Hello, am I entering into this room today with my inalienable human rights? Can you remember me? No, it's not a courtroom because it's not a court of law because it's not a court of record, is it? We discussed this last time I was here, didn't we?
Oh boy. Yes, we discussed this last time you were here, and you're still wrong about it.
So I come into court, don't have my human rights upheld, so you're telling me I'm entering into this room today without any human rights? Is that what you're telling me in here?
Well, this is affirming. Now at least I know that the United States does not have a monopoly on stupid.
You're not saying anything to me, so I'm entering into this room today with my human rights. Thank you very much. Come on, my lady. Yes, you can, because she is my witness to what you are trying to do to me today. She is my witness, and I have a child. I don't have any other option. I apologise. I don't have a child. I don't have any other option but to bring my child with me because I can't afford childcare. I apologise. I'm sorry.
You cannot bring a baby.
The child will be silent. Nobody told me this downstairs.
Bring a baby into the courtroom.
I won't give you jurisdiction over me today. I am not a fictional character.
Yep, that's the same sovereign citizen stuff. And despite the fact that stupid is still stupid, it's somehow slightly more palatable with the charming British accent.
And then what will happen? You'll do it without me here in my absence? No, sir, I won't allow you to do that in my absence. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's what happens when you don't show up to court. You get tried in absentia and you usually get convicted that way.
Pretty nicely.
I want to come in with my human rights, buddy. I'm entitled to human rights, yeah? I need people like you to stand by me and say we've got human rights, because these people are taking away our human rights today. So I keep quiet, that means I'm not allowed to put my opinion forward, I'm not having human rights, mate. And I'm not allowed to bring my witness in, so they're trying to get me to go in here without a witness, so they can do what they want to do without me having it. Do you have your oath with you today, by the way? Sorry, I forgot to ask, have you got your oath with you today? You know the one that you took to uphold?
You know what move this hearing along quite nicely?
Taser?
Cranky spot-on judge from Kentucky.
And now, there's a simple way for me to prove jurisdiction to you, and that would be for me to ask the deputy to take you into custody.
Oh, I almost forgot about that, Judge.
I can't, no, because they're going to do, because they're going to do my case without me present, which is illegal, and I won't allow them to do. Are you asking me to leave the court? Are you telling me? You're telling me. You're telling me.
You will be forcibly removed.
I will be. So you're going to assault me? Are you going to assault? Are you going to assault me to remove me from this court?
I can forcibly remove.
Yeah, you've asked me to be removed, and I've asked for my oath, and they've abandoned court now anyway. They've abandoned court by leaving the back of the room. So when they have abandoned court, that now means I have power of the court. You assaulted me! Get off me! You assaulted me! That's assault!
The constable barely touched him, and I mean barely.
Get a hold of yourself, man. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
No!
Or the dogs.
The dogs do not get it. Doggies get treats. You can get it.
That's assault. I've been assaulted.
You need to calm down.
I've been assaulted.
You were assaulted to leave.
Yes, and then I was assaulted when I refused. I was assaulted when I was refused.
I can physically remove you.
You can physically remove me. Yeah, and the judge has left the room, so therefore that court is now no longer in practice because they have left the courtroom.
Put down the bong and learn some law, or better yet, hire an attorney.
Therefore, that courtroom is now null and void, and you cannot carry on. If you carry on with my case now in there, this will be treason. Okay? Article 61 of the Magna Carta 1215 is in effect brought into effect by the barons.
Oh, I love this. This is refreshing. This is my first Magna Carta reference, and it's just delicious. Of course, all my prior videos are in the United States, and they're all, referencing the Constitution, which makes sense on that level, but they're referencing it in crazy ways. But here, I like the dropping of Magna Carta, which, I'm no Magna Carta scholar, but, the Magna Carta I don't believe is operative law. I believe that large portions of it have been codified and brought into the law, but I don't think that's the controlling document of the moment. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you're an attorney over there, tell me if I missed on that. But this is still priceless, the Magna Carta reference.
Okay, can I just...
Now you can. Yeah, in 91.
The camera's on, everything's been recorded, okay?
Yeah, apart from in there.
Your protection, nobody else's protection.
Yeah.
Okay? I've overheard, and I'm a witness in this case, I've overheard you being asked to leave the courthouse.
Yes, leave, not told.
So therefore,
Asked.
Yes.
Asked. No, I was asked. I was asked. They asked me. They asked me. I like it. She's smiling over there. She knows the truth. You all know the truth. You all know what Magna Carta is, don't you?
What can we do to get you to leave here now?
I really hate to say this, but he's got a point. He should have been held in contempt and have cuffs on him right now. But the judge just asked him to leave, and now they've got a problem. He's in a public building, and he doesn't need to leave.
By getting me signed on the top of this to say I'm no longer on bail. That's what you can do. So I'm not on bail.
You've never been on bail.
This is what this says here. This is what this says here. I have notice of grant of bail. That case is now finished. That case cannot go on because they ran out the back of the room when I asked them for their oath. Okay? When I asked them for their oath, they puked themselves and ran off. That's what happened.
There's obviously they're not happy to continue.
Yeah, because they want to do treasonous rules. No. Yeah? Okay, yeah, you're right. It's sedition until I tell them that they're under Article 61 was invoked by the barons.
Like you know what the fuck a baron is, sir. You're lucky enough that you actually decided, I guess, YouTube and Google a little bit to even know what the Magna Carta of 1215 is. And I'm an American, and I know the Magna Carta. You're yelling it, but I don't think you even know what year it is and why it was for. Can you? No? Thought so. All right, I'll let the idiot continue.
Justice have decided 2001, 23rd of March.
With your present because of your behaviour. So therefore, you need to calm down and leave the courthouse. If you have any issues with their decisions, you need to address that.
Well, then you're going to cause me harm.
This isn't the place to do that. Now you've been told to leave the court.
But they are going to cause me harm by removing my right to travel.
And there you have it, the right to travel. These guys would literally rather have the court rule that nobody has jurisdiction, kick off chaos and a worldwide Hunger Games so that they don't have to stand in line at the DMV.
You know, I'd queue up a Hunger Games clip, but, you know, that'd probably get copyright restricted, Mike.
The rest of us.
Yeah? I have a human right to travel on the highways unhindered. And when you take my driving licence off me, I will be hindered by you. I will be hindered by you guys continually. That is why I'm not leaving here today until this is resolved.
What you need to do
Yeah, that's the point.
is allow the court to decide how they're going to proceed with the matter.
No, because that is then giving me jurisdiction over me. I'm not a fictional character. I'm a human being. I have a right. They're called...
You're not Mickey Mouse or Snoopy or Bugs Bunny or any of those that are copyright if I've ever showed them or played any little clips of them here?
Human rights.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you're not allowing me my human rights.
I've asked you to...
Yeah, no, I'm replying politely.
I'm going to ask you to leave.
See, now you're going to assault me.
I'm taking hold
so
of you.
No. This is assault. This is assault.
You've been asked.
This is assault.
You've been asked to leave the court.
This is assault.
I'm asking you to leave the court.
And carry on with my case without...
Wait, where's the jar of salt? You said it's salt, and, you know, I could use some salt. I might be making some soup later.
Me to arrest you for being... No, but you're going to carry on with my... I'm not... You're going to...
Please leave the court.
But now you're going to carry on with my case without me?
I don't want to...
No, I want to be in there. So if they carry on with my case without me and you take away my licence today, you will cause harm to me. I will not allow harm to come to myself or my family. This is wrong. This is bloody treason. And this video is going all over Facebook as soon as I get home.
Ooh, and then now it's on the Law Talk with Mike.
I want this removed. I don't
and over here with From Day One.
This is assault, officer. Ow! This is assault. Don't push me through this radiating thing. I want to go around it.
Don't push me through this radiating.
Push him! Push him!
This guy is too much. But
He's
again,
funny.
I'm going to blame the judge here, or magistrate, or whatever you want to call him over there. I'm going to call him judge. The judge should have held this guy in contempt. And this is why we're having all this negotiation on the way out. And, I don't know. I don't know the law over there, but our system's derived from their system. I'm sure they have contempt or an equivalent analog.
I want to go around it. You're assaulting me. This is harsh. Why the fuck are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? You're taking away my right to travel.
Come on, man. In front of your wife and child?
You're taking away my right to travel.
Otherwise you're going to be arrested for the further offence.
Okay. It's an offence. No, it's not a crime. What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed? What crime?
Dude, you're in the UK. You know when they refer to the word of an offense, that's a crime. That's how they speak over there.
What crime have I committed?
Well, there you have it. It's not...
Seriously. Why do you have to be a fucking moron? Oh, we got our 10 eggs that we needed to go ahead and complete out the 15. So let's go and grab those 10. Maybe we'll get lucky enough to actually open something of significance. Well, I guess they're, working as we get to see a solid egg. Okay, we got 10 Maras. 10 Maras in a pear tree. 10 Merlins as well. And that is it for anything of any significance. Alright, we'll leave our 2 portal charges for tomorrow, so we'll find there. Back to the special events. We'll wrap everything up before completing this episode here. we are just about complete for this portion of from day one. Remember, tonight we will have more from Midnight in the Desert. With part 2 of our interviewer of the Time Traveler. Believing that everything, of course, is hunky-dory. Grab our 3 pet summoning prizes. That leaves us with the King of the Party prizes. Yes, only one. Okay. So that leaves us with possibility of doing 1, 2, 3. Oh, we still have all 5 potential presents available. One more prize that we can pick up in the arena. And other than that, the Wishmaster would need 2 more to trigger the next one with the Happy Tiger for the Chinese Year of the Tiger. Until then, remember, it is a great new world. Make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals of 5,000 views. So good old Boxy will actually pay attention to us. 1,000 subscribers, so YouTube pays attention. Both of those goals, by the way, each of those 2 will start sending us items. We'll send those to the viewers who watch, so they can get prizes as well for watching our show. And again, if you'd like to get some free crypto so you can make purchases here in Dominion, as Nexters does take crypto, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, go down below, coinbase.com/join/tparsley. Fill out, get $10 free in Bitcoin and 2-minute lessons to earn more crypto that you can then use to purchase anything from a Valkyrie Favor to Emerald or to any of the special offers that pop up, like the nice little sword that Aurora is popping up. At least she did for a few seconds. Over there. There she goes again. On the corner. So until next time, later tonight with Midnight in the Desert, make sure you do release the Krakens. Thanks for watching. See you tonight for Midnight in the Desert.